What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush, and we're going back to her 1978 album Lionheart for the penultimate tune, and the penultimate track is called Coffee Homeground. I am amused by the seeming, quotidian or daily, everyday life kind of feel to the title, but obviously, or not obviously, but in English, generally adjectives come before nouns, whereas in Romance languages, or languages sort of that grew out of Latin or the Vulgate Latin, the adjectives tend to come after the nouns. So coffee homeground is more in that form, less common in English, not entirely alien or unknown, I should say, in the sense that, I think in literary, especially poetic renderings in English, you tend to get that form a little bit more because it has a bit more of a literary quality to it. But again, coffee homeground is not big, dramatic, sort of literary in its theme. It is something that is sort of simple and everyday, and one could say a more modern idea. Obviously, coffee has been around for centuries, but it's not something that you tend to think of when you think of the ancient world or the Middle Ages and so on. So yeah, in that respect, I'm not quite sure what to expect. Ultimately, Kate Bush's lyrics have been less, let's say, predictable. Not that any lyrics for groups that I'm deep diving on and listening to, for the first time, not that any of their lyrics are predictable, but ultimately, in some respects, as I'm going through Soft Cell, for example, there's a sardonic wit to it, there's a sort of cynicism, there's a dismissive, sort of jaded attitude that, not in all the songs, but it filters through in multiple tunes, and there's sort of like an overbearing theme or atmosphere. With Kate, again, there's been so much variety, and including a couple songs that really took some turns, and maybe that I didn't even notice in the moment, but that people helped me understand, such that I really am not sure what to expect. But again, I am interested by the seeming everyday, common, familiar, personal experience of, coffee home ground, but perhaps that connects to bigger themes on, a larger scope or scale. In any case, let's find out. This is Kate Bush. The tune is Coffee Home Ground, and it's the penultimate track on her 1978 album Lionheart. Chemicals into drinks. What an interesting sonic atmosphere. I feel like I'm watching a musical theater production. That little string sting.
Rest in peace,
playfulness to this one. Her vocal delivery in particular, she's deep and low, she's up top, bouncing around. It's like her control when she does that is amazing. It's like she goes big, but it's like, it's tight, it's controlled. But yeah, there's like a sort of frolicky, it's like a fair or some sort of like bright carnival kind of feel. But again, what I did catch, and I caught more lyrics at the beginning, because the longer the tune went on, the more I was thinking about the composition and the sort of transition from the different sections, the way she's like all over the map vocally, but sort of doing it in an agile and sort of dexterous way, if you will. So yeah, I heard more of the lyrics at the beginning. What I did pick up on was that opening bit about, you know, someone slipped a chemical of some kind into her coffee, and so like, yeah, the idea of coffee homeground perhaps relates to like the implications of this being done, maybe the consequences, maybe the dynamic that led to it in the first place. So gotta listen to it some more lyrically, especially the sort of back half of the tune, because by then the sonics were sort of overtaking my brain, and that's mostly what I was hearing. But yeah, a cool tune, and one that had a sense of playfulness to it. It had sort of a sprightly, you know, kind of frolicking around and kind of dancing feel. But again, the way she would just transition to the different vocal levels was amazing. So yeah, let me know what you think of this one. We'll be on to the final tune of Lionheart next time. But yeah, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.